Hello everyone, welcome back to videos. Today we're going to be doing the different religions within the world of Shenzhou. Each place has a different religion and different religious beliefs. If you remember at the very beginning of when I started this channel, I was talking about how each place had a certain symbol, and we're all very superstitious. So those symbols could include a clover, coin, lucky coin, or a horseshoe or a wishbone. I don't have a wishbone on me currently, so just imagine I have a wishbone. So each of these different places have different things. So I decided to make a different belief system and religion to kind of build up on my different characters, and also religion is a big plays a big role in how these characters act and what they believe in, and just generally what they do in their lives. So, got my little book again. Also, I got a little. Okay, where's my finger? There it is. A little new sticker on the book. So, yay! So, just gotta find the pages. There's a lot of new videos that are going to be coming up soon. Okay, so we will be starting with Cypress Moorland. So Cypress Moorland is right here. So I'm just going to be talking about main religions. There's probably going to be our side religions later on, but their main religion is called Cloverbirth, which in their language is pronounced C-E-L-U-V-U-R-B-E-R-T-H. So, that works. Basically, it's very hard to pronounce if you're speaking really fast. But basically, the belief, so I'm going to be talking about 3 different things, or 4 different things, depending on how many I have here. But religions are built on 3 to 4 different things: belief, practice, and organizations. So starting with belief, what do they believe in this religion? So the people in Cypress Moorland believe that humans are their saviors because they really look up to humans. Once again, I will eventually get a lore video out on how these beings came to be. I just have not figured it out yet. But basically, they believe humans are their saviors. They want to be like humans, and since they're based on procreation and stuff, they want to become like humans through outbreeding imperfections and stuff like that. They believe the womb is a sacred connection they have to humans by using birth and the charm of the clover to become just like humans, because clovers are lucky in their place, and clovers actually do grow within Cypress Moorland. So, fun fact, plant in Cypress Moorland. Yeah, so they want to be like humans, and they want to become like humans through getting birth and stuff. So practices. What do they do to do this? So obviously a lot of breeding, but also they do dances and stuff and offerings to usually these offerings are after someone becomes pregnant. They'll give offerings or do dances and stuff to appease humans, their gods, and hoping that their child will actually become more like human. And these offerings can include anything of value, really, whether it is a clover or if it's water, because remember, they do live the water here is upside down. The water here is mercury, so water would be considered valuable to them. So, yeah. And then their organizations are pretty interesting as well. They have 2 in total, the bodies and the souls. So, how each name is pronounced in their language is, the souls is pronounced T-H-U S-O-O-L-S, and then the bodies are pronounced T-H-U B-U-D-E-U essay. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. But basically, the organization of the souls is the religion, the religion's form for women, and then the bodies is the religion form for males, because within these creatures, they're biologically the females have the womb, and then men have what creates stuff. So basically, they believe like the souls is like the body that the baby's actually created in, while the men are just like the things that like giving the tools to actually create the baby, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's their religion. Their religion, once again, is clover and it is represented by the four-leaf clover, because that's what they consider lucky. And they usually have like a four-leaf clover on them, or like offer them as gifts to appease the humans as their gods. Then we're going to move on to, like our usual order, Shelley Caspin. So once again, still sticking to just main religion. Theirs is called Venus's Treasure. So a little background on this name. Venus is Roman god of like fertility and also just beauty and stuff. So if you remember, Shelley Caspin, they want to become human through their looks. They're going to be very focused on what they look like, their style, things like that. So I feel like having the goddess Venus in there, who is partly the god of beauty, would make sense, because they're going to worship someone who is beautiful because they want to be like that, and they see that as the ideal. And then the treasure part of the name comes from the symbol that they use. They use a lucky penny or a lucky coin. I just have a quarter. I cannot find pennies in my room, but yeah, so they use a lucky coin, and them especially, the coins are going to be very important within their day-to-day lives, and also actually distinguish different classes. I'll get to that in a minute. So let's start off with belief. Their main belief is they believe in the god Venus. They're the only one that has like, they're monotheistic, meaning that they only believe in one god. The rest of them either believe in multiple gods or just don't have a god, period. So they also believe in like different mythology things like sirens, nymphs, mermaids, and so on, going along with the Roman mythology type stuff. And they believe that coins are a given gift from Venus, giving them a way to communicate with her. So it's kind of like a good luck thing, and it's also like they see it as a way to communicate. The coins are believed to determine whether they get blessed with Venus's beauty and luck or get cursed. So they usually do a lot of coin flips. So I flipped a coin and if it lands on tails, that means it's a curse. They are going to get bad luck. Whatever they flip the coin on, something bad's going to happen. Meanwhile, if I flip the coin and it lands on heads, then it means it's a blessing from Venus, that you will get good luck and that she will benefit you in some way. So this actually leads into practices. So one main practice is the coin flip. They flip a coin for every big decision or moment, such as like they do beauty shows, so shows or like big events, which we'll learn about later in another video. They do have holidays in this world as well. They also do have holy water, because holy water for them is different than what it is in Christianity. Holy water in Christianity is like pure and stuff like that. It's purifying. Meanwhile, holy water in the world of Shinzu is literally like H2O water, because once again, they have mercury here. So finding H2O is very rare. So when they do find it, it's considered holy water because it's rare and seen as a blessing. They find it rather than being like part of a religious purpose. They also got coin piercing, which is basically, so you see that I'm wearing earrings right now. So basically, at a certain age, or if you're like official or royal of some sort, at a certain age you get your ears pierced with a coin and get your ears stretched, which is good luck for them. Kiss the Venus statues or shrines. They have a lot of statues and shrines around like their whole area to like give thanks to Venus and stuff like that. They have around like 2 organizations as well. They got the Regals and the Norms. You can already tell where this might be going because they are very vain here, and it creates a social class for them. So the Royals are Royals of the Organization of Royals. Basically, they have real like human coins. Like they have nickels, they have pennies, they have quarters. So that's seen as a blessing, and that seems like they're more connected. Meanwhile, the Norms are just normal citizens who have fake coins that were made within Shenzi, which is still significant. It still is significant in their culture, but it's not as meaningful as an actual real coin because real coins are rare. Because once again, Shenzi is its own planet. It's not on Earth. It's kind of near Earth, but they don't really have much interaction with Earth. And once again, that will be explained in the eventual lore video that I put out. So then we got Celeste Sumsame, which is the mountainous area. So their religion works a little bit differently than the other two. They got their religion's called Codes of Discipline, or in written form, this is going to take me a while, 010011011001. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to show you the writing of how many zeros there are. I'll say the spoken version, though. Basically, the spoken version for how to say Codes of Discipline in Celeste Sumsame is 067, 111, 100, 101, 115, 111, 102, 068, 105, 115, 097, 112, 108, 105, 110, 101. Yes, this is fun. So basically, their belief is that they believe the key to life is like intelligence and being very disciplined. That's kind of what they run on. And each code is a different, they have like a book with each of these different codes in them. Each code is a task that must be completed at different periods of their life to stay disciplined. If these tasks are failed, they get punished. So basically the practice is to read codes and do the task and preach these codes. The organization is, they have a few organizations. This one has 3 this time. They have the Punishers, the Preachers, and the Glories. So the Punishers are basically, they give tasks / punish the ones who don't complete the task. Kind of like their own like police officers in a sense. These tasks are almost like laws in their world. Glories are citizens that follow the codes without fail, and then preachers are basically the ones who actually say the codes and like tell other people to do the codes. And finally, we have Miyuki Scotty. So this one's interesting because if you remember the personality of like the people within Miyuki Scotty, they don't really feel much. They have a little feeling, but they don't feel too much. So their religion is going to be more based on how they live their lives and like just how they function as a society rather than like religious belief or connecting to like a certain god or something, or the humans even. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Maoan one. Their symbol for their religion is a horseshoe, and that is also on the Codes of Discipline, a horseshoe. So the Arctic religion, there's back to Mayukiskadi, which is like the Arctic area. Their religion is called the cycle. Basically, they believe that they are born, they provide, and then they die, and then it repeats. So they have almost like a karma cycle going on, or reincarnation cycle belief. So basically, they practice, how they practice the religion is testing to see what each being is most useful for. So the religion is purely based on providing. So they go through these different tests throughout different periods of their lives, like every 5 years or until they fail the job that they were given. And it sees what they're most useful for. So let's say they find that someone in the Yukishadi is good with their hands. They're going to be doing more craft stuff and stuff like that. So they have a very practical way of looking at religion. And then they really only have one organization. Basically, they have the choosers. The choosers observe and decide who does what. So, like, what jobs are being done, if they're still being effective and efficient at their jobs. So, yeah, that's basically their religion. And their religion's called the cycle, and their common saying within their religion is, we are born, we provide, we die, we repeat. So, sounds a little bit sad, but they also are, once again, they don't really feel much, so they're just kind of providing what they have already and going based on like systematic things. And then their symbol is, for their religion, the cycle, is a wishbone, because the fact that they include death within the cycle and then being a bone of an animal, the wishbone, I think it makes sense. I do not have a wishbone on me, or I would show it. And yeah, that's basically everything for religion within the different areas. So just to recap, Cyprus Moorland has clover births, and their symbol is a clover within the name, hence the name. Venus's treasure is for Shelley Caspin, and their symbol is a coin. If I can find it, there's a coin. And then we have Celeste Something, which has the religion of Codes of Discipline, and it's represented by a horseshoe. And then finally, we have Miyuki Scotty, which is, the religion's called the Cycle, and it's represented by a wishbone, which I don't have. So that's everything for this video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!